Hello, I'm John Idelson, Professor Emeritus at California State University, and I also serve on the nominating committee for Q. And today we're talking for candidates running for the board of that outstanding organization. The nominating committee hopes these discussions will help you make an informed decision on that all-important vote you will cast for your Q board of directors. So let's get started. Hello, Jason. We'll start with you giving your full name, your title, and what was your first experience with Q?
Hi, Dr. Edelson. Thanks for having me today. And my name is Jason Borgen. I'm currently the Director of Learning and Innovation for Portola Valley School District up in the Bay Area, a whole 630 student or so district. And I direct curriculum, direct technology, direct information technology, direct assessment, and direct a small population of EL learners as well, along with a couple other hats along that line. Really focusing on Q and educational technology. Previous to this job, I worked for a statewide project called TCAL, supporting school administrators using technology. And that was the first I've actually heard of Q. I'm currently also on the Q board of directors, so I'm the incumbent nominee here. But when I first heard of Q, I was a young 25-ish lad, 25 years old, about 5 years or so into the education profession. And I never heard of Q previous to my position at TCAL. I was a middle school teacher for several years in the Bay Area and was always an educational technology enthusiast. I used a lot of educational technology in my classroom, challenged students with project-based learning with technology, but never had a network to connect with. And that's when my boss at the time for TCAL told me about this organization I needed to become a member of. The first day on the job, he said, go ahead and sign up to be a Q member. That's your first order of business, $40. I said, okay, I can expend $40. Now I'm in an administrative role. And so I spent $40 and perused the Q website. I said, oh my goodness, there's people like me here around the state of California and nationally. So it was an amazing experience just to connect with the organization virtually via the website at first. And then actually attending the conference. My first conference was back in 2008, and it was just a mind-blowing experience. Finding educators from all over the state who I can connect with, who were like me, had a vision and passion for using technology in education and really moving the students along with relevant and authentic tools that are engaging. And I had an appreciation for the sessions I went to, for the people who were presenting. There was no egos. Egos were left at the front door. It was all about trying to move student achievement in the 21st century. And it was amazing to me. And at that time, I said, I need to get more involved. I need to be more involved with this Q organization. I started volunteering for my local affiliate, which was Monterey Bay Q, or Tri-Q at that time. And then I became president of Monterey Bay Q and helped build that affiliate up, and thanks to John's leadership prior to that, because actually Dr. Adelson was serving on that board at the time as well, and was probably one of the founders of the Monterey Bay Q affiliate. So I thank John for his vision, and again, kind of handing off the torch is key, and I would like to kind of lead the charge still in my educational career to help support educators all across the state and the nation and the globe to connect and engage students in relevant and authentic learning with technology.
Thank you, Jason. Well, you actually jumped ahead to some of our other questions. First, let me ask you a question about Q conferences. What's your favorite hashtag from a conference?
My favorite hashtag from a conference, well, I mean, I think, definitely Q chat is a newest and upcoming hashtag if you haven't participated in our Q chat on Tuesday nights. Other hashtags I think globally to connect with. I think I really enjoy the EdChat hashtag because there's so much conversation, such a lively conversation happening around EdChat. Like, it could be anything from tech to non-tech to student climate, but it's all about education. So it's the most generic educational chatter type hashtag you can converse on with Twitter or on Twitter.
So you mentioned briefly that you want to serve on the Q board. Could you tell us a little bit why you want to do that?
Yeah, so I've been serving on the Q board for the last 3 years, and it's been really a humbling experience. I got nominated 3 years ago. Now I'm secretary on the Q board, so it's been a very, very fabulous experience. And really, number one, the ability to serve and guide the vision and mission of Q is quite the feat and quite the reward and the challenge at the same time. And it's really something I've hoped to do, is guide an organization to powerful learning, to innovative learning, and really focusing on supporting educators near and far, and developing and growing and sustaining this network of visionary and passionate educators. I think we still have work to do, though. We want to make sure our organization is the most easiest to reach, the most easiest to access, making sure it's beneficial and we stay relevant. So continuing to plan ahead, and with the changing times and the changing members, we need changing thoughts and vision and strategic plans. It's been really a great opportunity to help the staff guide the strategic plan. And in the next 3 years, Q is going to have to develop a new strategic plan. It's going to be a really opportunity for me to help with my experience, both working for small and large organizations, to help guide accordingly what our students need to succeed in the 21st century. Ultimately, what does professional look like as we move 20% through the 21st century by the year 2020? I have a vast array of certifications. I'm Google Certified Innovator, Google Education Trainer, Certified in Leading Edge certification. And I think my work has prepared me well to help guide this organization, to help serve our members, to help focus on what's at the forefront of our educational reform movement, and help lead that charge, both at the national level, the state level, both at the professional learning side of things, the operational side of things, and the advocacy side of things as well. What needs to happen at our legislative level to make changes in education to benefit students, all students, and teachers and educators and anybody who works in the school community or serves the school community in the 21st century. That's what I hope to do. And again, it's been a humbling experience working alongside with wonderful, wonderful people, educators, both staff and current board members and outgoing board members as well who I've worked with. So I really enjoyed the opportunity. I want to continue the opportunity for the next 3 years. I think the ability to sustain a board is important. So I hope to serve another 3 years on the board.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for your answer. Gave a little more insight of what the Q board does. I want to get to a little broader question here. What are the greatest challenges we have as educators today, and how can Q and the leadership team help address some of those challenges in education?
Great question, John. I think we're at a very pivotal point here in our society, both politically and ultimately programmatically as well. I think there's going to be a lot of shifts in guidance towards education moving down the pike with this new administration, and I think there's going to be a lot of shifts too with new standards coming out, both next generation standards and new social studies framework or standards were recently introduced as well. So I think there's a big shift. And we as educators need to be nimble and able to utilize these tools. And Q specifically needs to guide educators in using these tools to create a effective and efficient system for our students. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we implemented Common Core, and Common Core has been really implemented successfully, I feel. We look at scores, we look at graduation rate increasing in the state of California. I think it's been a good show of the relevancy and the deeper learning, the college and career readiness that the Common Core has brought to us. What's next on the table, and how do we make sure we serve all of our students? The big shift in personalized learning and making sure we meet students at their level, at their interest level. As we move to new school infrastructure, new school buildings, I think that's going to be a big shift. What is relevant? What's the research behind that? My school district is working on a facilities master plan as we speak. And the guidance is, what do we want for our schools? But again, we need to also know what the research says. Where do students learn best today? Where are students going to learn best in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years as we build these new facilities and many schools are going to be doing around our state and our nation? How do we support that? How do we advocate for what's right for our children, both statewide, locally, and nationally. And again, you know, with our state, specifically California, focusing on local control, how does Q and how do we guide districts with effective use of funds and focus on technology and professional growth and leverage those funds accordingly? I think all these questions that Q can help guide districts and schools with, and I look forward to being part of those conversations. You know, with learning at your fingertips now, how do we make sure students stay relevant in school and making sure school is relevant and the teaching profession is relevant? It will always be relevant, but we as Q members need to guide our peers, our colleagues in the 21st century.
Those are really great challenges, and I like your learning at our fingertips. You know, sometimes I feel it's just within our grasp, but those are challenges, and I'm sure Q will address them. What I'd like to do now is thank you on behalf of the nominating committee for your leadership that you've already shown, and thank you for taking the next step for running again to serve on the Q board. For those of you watching, please be sure to watch the other candidate interviews. Be sure your Q membership is current. You have to have a current membership to vote. And remember to vote. The polls will be open between March 18th and April 20th, and the voting will close at 5 p.m. Pacific time on the 20th. So, Jason, thank you and good luck, and we'll see you at Q.
Happy Read Across America Day.